This week in PlayStation, we're talking about the new PlayStation 5, PlayStation dialing back on games as a service, and unboxing that beautiful PlayStation Portal. We'll have all this and more because this is PS I Love You XOXO. Welcome to the show, everybody! Oh, only one sad fog machine. We're still going through it in here.
Oh, God. And it seems like something about it makes it seem like that one's not even working the correct way.
Yeah, it's like, oh!
Yeah, it's like, oh, God.
It's like in mourning for the other one, so it can't do it.
Trying its best.
That's Blessing. That's Janet. I'm Greg, and you can get PS I Love You XOXO over on patreon.com/KindaFunny. There you can watch us record it live, just like Jordan Vickers is, just like Norman is, who's over there saying, I don't get to listen to PS I Love You live very often. I'm very excited. Thank you for hanging out with us. Of course, you could also get it ad-free and get dozens of monthly episodes of exclusive content. If you have no bucks to toss our way, no big deal. Support us on the Epic Games Store, Fortnite, Rocket League, or Fall Guys with the creator code KindaFunny. You can get PS I Love You XOXO for free with ads and without the exclusive content over on youtube.com/KindaFunnyGames and podcast services around the globe. Thank you to our Patreon producers, Jackson Hampton, Delaney Twining. Today we're brought to you by Shady Rays and Rocket Money. But let's start with a PSN message from you. Hey, Janet, how are you?
Hello, I'm good. I finished my 30 for 30 goal for running. So, yay.
I thought you made it into
You
Forbes.
needed to do 30 days of 30Ks or what? I don't know what the hell was it.
No, it was to run 30 races in my 20s, like 30 races that provide a medal. So that is now done. I have technically a few more than 30 medals because I did like one challenge that gave you like a medal for completing the challenge or something.
Okay.
But yeah, that's super exciting. I'll ham that up at some point. I do plan on taking a ridiculous looking photo where I'm wearing all of them at once.
Nice.
So stay tuned for that on social.
Love that. Love that. When do you turn 30?
I turned 30 January 10th.
Wow.
Coming up fast. Leaving
Yeah.
your 20s behind. What are you going to do?
I'm going to wave to Blessing from the chasm that is a new decade of our lives that he's yet to enter.
I will also be turning 30 next year. I do not look forward to it.
I'm excited, actually.
30s are great.
It's the first decade where I'm an adult the whole time, I feel like, just with what my life was, where, you know, I graduated college at like 22. Like, if you went traditional, that's how it was. So yeah, I'm like excited to just like have, I don't know, it's a new decade. Like, I think that's kind of cool, but I'm not doing anything I think too like crazy for it. I do plan on doing like a big spa day where I'm like at a spa the entire day at one point. That'll be fun.
Nice.
Hell
Okay.
yeah.
Good. Welcome to PS I Love You. Like I said, of course, PSN message from you. First off, just to point out, if you're a video viewer, of course, the new PlayStation's on the table. The new earbuds are on the table. And of course, the PlayStation Portal is on the table. We'll be unboxing and talking about them. But of course, don't forget FTC. PlayStation sent us all this stuff. So this is a disclaimer that, of course, these were sent for review, not bought or stolen.
I can't wait for the day where like PlayStation didn't send us. Like, it's like, oh yeah, we got these off a truck. Like, we pulled a heist.
How did you get them early? Oh, we stole.
Oh my
Yeah, we
God.
stole them.
Yeah,
we held them for embargo though. So.
For now, I want to start with a PSN message from Marty, who writes in and says, what is everyone's thoughts on the games as a service rumors? They're not rumors, Marty. If you missed it, Andy Robinson at VGC reports Sony confirms it's delayed half of its 12 planned live service games. Sony Interactive Entertainment has halved the number of live service games it plans to release over the next few years. It's confirmed. SIE had previously said it planned to have 12 live service titles in the market by its fiscal year ending March 2026, up from 3 during its last business year ended this March. However, earlier this year, PlayStation's management team confirmed that it had partnered with Destiny studio Bungie for a quote-unquote rigorous portfolio review process. According to the press reports, this has led to some projects being scaled back. During an earnings call on Thursday, Sony president seemingly confirmed that the review had resulted in some games being pushed back due to quality concerns. The president, COO, and CFO said, "We are reviewing this. We are trying as much as possible to ensure these games are enjoyed and liked by players for a long time. Of the 12 titles, 6 titles will be released by FY, that's fiscal year 25. That's our current plan. As for the remaining 6 titles, we're still working on that. That's the total number of live service and multiplayer titles, and mid to long term, we want to push this kind of service. And that's the unchanged policy of the company. It's not like we stick to certain titles, but game quality should be the most important thing. Janet, I have not talked at all to you about what you think of this. What do you think of this?
I feel like it makes sense for where things were heading just in the larger conversation around PlayStation's games as a service like push in terms of like, well, I guess we unofficially heard that The Last of Us multiplayer game is put on ice. Like that they've never actually talked about.
Well, it got scaled back, and
Right.
then we had a Games Daily story last week, or maybe even early this week, where it was still being worked. I'm still working on that game, but that was one person on a scale back team.
Right. So I'd say like as far as the negative news we've heard from that, that's like unofficial, but the official statement is just, hey, we're still working on it. I think this makes a lot of sense. I think they're wary and rightfully so. It's interesting trying to think about how much of the Bungie Destiny of it all maybe played any impact on, it's a weird spot where it's like, I think a lot of us look to Destiny as like one of the live service games.
Yep.
And then with everything that went down with Bungie, which again, to kind of re-clarify for people who maybe missed it, like that's very much like a Bungie thing and not a PlayStation thing. And Bungie's been on record saying, hey, if it wasn't for the PlayStation acquisition, this could have been way worse for our studio with the layoffs. But yeah, I mean, it just seems like they are very candid about the fact that, hey, we are really trying to get experts to have eyes on these projects that know the space to help guide us. And if that guidance means a slower pace or less games, we're down to do that. As far as quality content, I think that's a good thing. As far as concerns for PlayStation at large and the teams working on those projects, there's always, I think, a little bit of nervousness, especially in the year we've had for game layoffs. Like, I just really hope that slowing down and scaling back is all in service of the art and doesn't come with a human cost as well. That's probably my number one fear for this. And I think a lot of us talking about what hesitancies we might have with live service, I feel like that's kind of the number one concern, next to also, of course, like studios putting out bad projects. But, a bad project can be one bad project. I feel like a lot of these teams, it's like, an extra maybe live service thing next to existing staples in the franchise. So I feel like there's not as much risk there, but that's the number one thing I'm worried about. But yeah, slowing down, I think that makes sense. And 12 titles always seemed like a lot. 6 is still also a lot, but it's less than 12. So I'm like, all right. It also makes me really curious for, man, what is going to be, they're kind of like, not hyping it up, but it's like, they seem like they're really trying to get it right. I want to see what they come up with after this kind of transparency of the behind the scenes, working on it, cutting down where they need to. Like, it makes me really curious for what is that first project out the gate going to be and how will it be received?
Yeah, I mean, echo all that, right? It is the idea that since they announced this, we were like, well, that seems just ambitious and weird. And then, of course, we saw Fair Games and all this other, we saw a whole PlayStation showcase about games like this, and we're like, this does not look good. And so the fact that they're willing to delay and work on it and make it right, or try to at least, again, heartens me. But then I do wonder, these 6 that have now been delayed, are they dead on arrival? Are they just dead? Like, will these quietly be sunsetted? Even the 6 that they're currently working on for the fiscal year, will we get an update now? It's just 3 of them coming out.
Yeah, I mean, one of the reports we got about Bungie was that Marathon was internally moved from seemingly next year to 2025, and so already like that stuff is shifting behind the scenes. And I look at this and I think I'm of two minds. I think of one mind, right? Like, this is the Bungie thing working as intended, where I have to imagine that all of this is due to Bungie and PlayStation and everybody doing that internal review and going, okay, Last of Us multiplayer, like, this doesn't work, this doesn't work, this doesn't work. Let's scale back, let's reassess, and let's figure this out. Cool, now let's look at Marathon, or let's look at what other studios are doing, right? Let's look at Horizon multiplayer. All right, this works, this doesn't work, this doesn't work. Okay, let's actually take some more time on this. I hope that this results in better quality games. And for, like, I think to Janet's point, like 6 is less than 12. And like, let's hone in on what these 6 games are, and then like take our time with the other 6 that are coming out after that FY 2025, right? I hope that goes well, and I hope that is this whole organization working as intended. Of the other mind, right? Like, I'm with you of, if the first 6 games come out and they're not successful, right? They're dead on arrival. Do we even see the other 6 games? Do we even get there? Does PlayStation go, oh, this isn't working and we need to adjust? Because Because yeah, like when we're talking about the first 6 games, right? I think we're talking about Helldivers, we're talking about Concord. We'll see if Marathon actually makes it in that time period, but I'm still not as excited as I feel like I should be and I could be for what the slate is.
Yeah, I mean, I obviously feel that as well. I still feel like there's time to get excited. I think, Helldivers coming out first is an exciting thing for me. Obviously, hopefully that game's great. Hopefully it turns it on. But then, when we actually play fair games, right? When we actually play Concord, when we actually play Marathon, the hope there would be that's when it's like, oh, okay, these have something. These are good. I could see myself investing in them. As opposed to like when I see the finals, which is not a PlayStation game, but is another one of these games that I think looks interchangeable with the rest of them. And even when I look at gameplay of that, I'm like, that is so not a game for me, nor do I think it looks like the kind of game that would pull me in.
Yeah.
And so it's the whole thing of like, I put up the Jordan laughing gif at this news today, just because we've been saying since this announcement, this seems foolhardy. This seems like a lot. Why are you doing this kind of thing? But of course, that's playing it up on Twitter, trolling a bit. The answer here is, of course, like to what Jana's talking about is real lives, real jobs, real people are behind all of this.
Yeah.
And so as we talk about this year of 2023 and the amount of layoffs and horrible things we've seen, I don't want PlayStation to blindly commit to something just to go 6 months from now, oh shit, we should close studios and cancel projects. I don't know if this is not going to end in that. I don't know if this, you talk about these 6 games that have been delayed, what that actually does for the teams, and have they already scaled up, and have they already done this stuff, and where are you in the production pipeline? Like, there's still a lot of stuff hanging, and we also see a lot of layoffs at PlayStation, right, as they continue to go through this, whether it be Last of Us, Media Molecule, Visual Arts, like that has been in the news. I said Media Molecule, I was going to say Dreams again. It's still very much a precarious position for them. But again, like, I'd rather see them get it right than commit to going out and screwing this up.
I think that's the other thing is, we're seeing them operate on this promise / like already dedication to putting out these live service games, right? Like they've already announced the games. They're already like the dev cycle has started. They're already working on these things. And I think they're at the point where they kind of have to see at least certain things through. We'll see about all of them, right? But like there are games that have to come out, right? Like Helldivers is around the corner. I'm sure Helldivers is going to be good too. Like that's not one that I'm like, this is going to suck or anything. But Concord is 2024, right? Like games that are slated for next year and maybe the year after probably have to see through. But yeah, we're coming off of a time where we're looking at a bunch of other games not being able to keep up in the space, including a Destiny, which underperformed this year, according to PlayStation or according to Bungie, I should say, and their goals for it. But Destiny's struggling. We've seen plenty of games shut down, Rumbleverse, etc. That, and then you loop in the layoffs as well. It's like, wow, this is like I feel like they're in such a tough place of, man, like this feels like a strategy that was greenlit years ago, and they kind of have to like see it through, even though the storm is storming. Yeah, like it is not. It doesn't seem like a great, a great climate for putting out like these types of games and like committing to this kind of thing on this scale. And I hope that that delaying some of these games would maybe free up that bandwidth and maybe allow some of these games to sing better with more space. Again, to Jana's point, 6 is less than 12. So if it is, hey, let's lay the land for these 6 games and take our time and make sure that they have the space to not compete with a bunch of other games. And then over time, they start drip feeding us the rest of the games that they have planned. I think there could be something there.
But it's that thing of like, even 6 is so much to put on the market, let alone another 6 down the line. If you wanted to drip feed them, we're talking about games into the PlayStation 6 lifecycle, like to launch, not even to go, which again, isn't unheard of. I don't think you're going to be playing that new Mass Effect anytime soon, but
yeah, but they don't want to do that either. Like once we get to the PlayStation 6, it's like, okay, we're going to put out a live service game.
Dude, live service, we will know what the live service games are by the time we get there.
Yeah, but like, I think of the 12 live service games they have announced, I don't think they want any of them to launch on the PlayStation 6. Like I think they want to take advantage of that install base that they already have for the PS5. And so like in a weird way, they kind of have a timeline or a deadline of like, hey, we got to get this stuff out by probably 2027. And we'll see. Good luck on it.
We will see at the next fiscal year update what the COO has to say about it. I, again, am like heartened because I am not interested in 12 live service games. I'm probably not interested in 6 of them. I just want to see them have a chance at success. And I think just shotgunning 12 against the wall isn't the way to go.
If 3 of these end up breakout hits, what 3 do you think are going to be it? Because I think
based on what we know of them already,
based on what we know,
I mean, I would think if there's going to be a breakout hit one, and like even breakout hit becomes like, what exactly are we defining as a breakout hit? I could see the Horizon Guerrilla one getting traction.
Yeah.
Here's an established universe. Here's something to wrap your head around. I think for the amount of people in our industry the audience who have heard Monster Hunter is great, but they look at it like, too generic for me. I don't have any friends who play, yada, yada. If PlayStation launches a first-party Monster Hunter set in Horizon, I think they got something there. I think that's a great chance.
I agree.
If they can figure out Last of Us, obviously Last of Us would be great. If we then want to drift into the other ones, Haven Studios with Fair Games, Concord from Firewalk Studios. I mean, Marathon with Bungie, you would hope Bungie would know what they're doing there or whatever kind of thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Fair Games, just from the trailer, totally unfair. I haven't played it or seen anything of it.
Unfair.
Hey, Unfair Games.
Looks too generic to me. I think the fact that the studio has never done anything else speaks to this is going to have a lot of first game learning problems, right? How many studios come out and fucking crush it on their first thing? And I know there's Jade Raymond, and I know there's all these smart people there. I'm not saying that. But how many times have we talked about Callisto Protocol? How many times have we talked about Immortals of Avium, right? Like, where it's like, hey, this is a talented studio, packed full of AAA people who have come from AAA games and they're making their first thing. That comes with growing pains and learning curves and all these things. And I don't expect Haven and Fair Games to jump out and be like, we are jumping into a crowded market with something that doesn't look wholly unique and it's going to be the one. Like, I just don't buy that.
Mm-hmm.
What about you? Oh, sorry.
Jana, do you have any games you think could be breakout?
Yeah, I mean, I think Greg kind of nailed it with which ones have the most potential. Obviously, I'm a Horizon stan, so like, but here's the thing. Just because I'm a Horizon stan doesn't mean that I automatically think every Horizon thing will be good. But I don't know. I think they have a good core gameplay loop. It's what I like about the franchise. And I think even in some of their weaker moments, parts of that gameplay loop still sing. I mean, even the Call of the Mountain, which I think is not like a banger system seller, peripheral seller, however you want to couch it. But there were aspects of that, even there, that still kind of hit. So I think bringing it back to, what is more traditional gameplay inherently, to Greg's point of it being like Monster Hunter for people that don't want to think as much, which frankly, that's a lot of people. I'm in that camp, right? It's like, it's a little too much.
I mean, it's not even think as much as like, oh, you've already done the work. You know this universe. You know what you're doing. Yeah,
Monster Hunter, it's like you gotta like, okay, now take a week off and then call a friend. It's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. This isn't a whole thing. And you've done it before. You get it. I think too, we've talked about how cool the some of the traversal and design they had, a redesign they had within the DLC. I could see that playing into that really well. So yeah, I think that'll be really fun. And I think, frankly, the best live service stuff, with some exception, is gonna come from things that are live service but don't lead with being live service. I think one of the issues with, was it Fair Games is what it's called? Yeah. Who could forget? Is like it feels very like all caps, like and when it's live and and you live in here for like, it kind of leads with that. And I just don't think, while there's a lot of people that play live service games, I think they don't go like live service first. It's what it is.
Yeah,
that is
the live service isn't like the selling point. Like, that's not what makes it exciting. It's funny because as you
go ahead.
As you say that, right? Like, yeah, like I think when I think of a Horizon live service game, like the thing that they've talked about, yeah, I get excited because I'm like, oh yeah, that could be Monster Hunter. Like, I could see how that playing out in gameplay. That seems really fun. But yeah, like to your point, when I think of Fair Games, I can see what the Battle Pass UI looks like.
Yes.
I can see the gun skins and like the bright colors on a machine gun. Like, I can see like the little charms they have on the guns and a lot of the lives. I can see the full Battle Pass menu just by envisioning it without them even saying a word about it.
I can't wait to get a cool pattern skin for my gun.
Oh my god, the pattern skins are gonna go hard.
Yeah, exactly. So I feel like having to lead with, again, they're kind of leaning into that a little bit. They're sort of doing a mix where they do have some of that staple IP that's kind of like, you like this franchise, right? Like you like Aloy, you like I don't know if you like anyone from the Last of Us world at this point, but these characters.
Last of Us World, you'll make your own character. That's how you'll connect with it for that multiplayer.
Yeah.
That'll be the ticket.
I just want to have like a nice little farm area, little bit. I want to farm in every game, really, but
sure, fair.
I'm curious to see what the London studio thing is. Like, it's that weird thing where they've shown concept of it and the concept doesn't set my world on fire. Like, I don't look at it and I'm like, yeah, I can't wait. Gotta get this. But maybe when we see the first trailer, maybe they could sell it. I just really like London Studio because like Blood and Truth was fantastic. I know it's a completely different type of game, but I'm down to see what they do for their thing that they call a PS5 online multiplayer game, and it's a fantasy game set in London. I think that could be interesting. But yeah, I'm the same as you guys, where like Horizon, I think has really good potential to be a banger. I would have said Marathon, but now the layoffs kind of concern me. Like I just still do think that Bungie probably has the talent and the vision for it, but the layoffs worry me a little bit. And then
it's not even the layoffs that worry me; it's that they've lost their footing with Destiny.
Yeah,
where they've lost the audience there, and how that last expansion didn't hit, and they lost all these players. Because I think now it's going to be, oh shit, all hands on deck for that. Mm-hmm. We want you to do Marathon, sure, but we don't want to lose this entrenched audience we have on Destiny 2.
Yeah. But then with the Last of Us thing, like I want Last of Us to be good, but yeah, hearing the reports about like the Bungie review and then them having to scale down the team. One, do we get it? But two, if we do get it, what does that game even look like? Because I think the dream game that we've all had in our minds, I don't know if that game can exist. Like I don't know if we're gonna be able to have a game where it is we're coming back to our camp and we're talking to, I don't know, Abby or somebody who's giving us missions, and then we go out and we can do these PvE missions in an open zone, and then come back and do PvP with friends. Like I don't know if that's actually feasible with like how big of a scale that kind of game has to be, right? You're basically talking about a Destiny but Last of Us, or you're talking about a Division but a Last of Us.
For the record, the way to do it right, you would never have Abby giving you missions like that. I think what you would do is brand new cast. We're in San Francisco, blah blah blah, and then you do it after like a year and a half at the year mark. Probably announce it that there's some crossover that Abby is coming through, right, and you need to help her on this one very specific thing she's doing with. I want to say Lynn, but that's not right.
No, Lev.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I think that's how you'd end up doing that.
But I think that game would be my favorite game of all time. But I'm also like I don't know if they have the stuff. Like I don't know if they have them in.
Understandably, right? That's a huge pivot for them. That's something like you'd want for that. And I know this is really crazy and not at all right, but like I'd want Massive working on that with Naughty Dog. I would want like hey, we did the Division, we know what's up with it. Let's go make this kind of game with you. But I know that would be fundamentally change the DNA, but etc. So on. Speaking of fundamentally changing your DNA, patreon.com/kindafunny fundamentally changed ours. If you go to patreon.com/kindafunny, of course, you can get each and every episode of PS I Love You, XOXO, ad-free. You can watch it live as we record it. You can get every other podcast live as we record it and ad-free. And of course, you can get 400 plus bonus episodes of content that are exclusive to patreon.com/kindafunny. Even that cool Nerf Alice shirt you always see Nick modeling. However, you're not on patreon.com/kindafunny. So here's a word from our sponsors.
This episode is brought to you by Shady Rays. 'Tis the season of giving. Get the perfect gift for a special someone, yourself, or both. Our friends at Shady Rays have you covered with premium polarized shades and quick swap snow goggles that won't break the bank. Shady Rays is an independent sunglasses company that offers an unrivaled product that's just as good as any expensive pair we've worn. Y'all know I've been outside in the sun a lot playing Pokemon Go, and it's such a great experience wearing Shady Rays when I'm out and about looking dope. And that's not all. Every pair of sunglasses is backed by lost or broken replacements. If you lose or break your pair, even on day one, they told us they will send you a brand new pair, no questions asked. Exclusively for our listeners, Shady Rays is giving out a very merry deal for this season. You can go to shadyrays.com, use code KindaFunny for 50% off 2+ pairs of polarized sunglasses. Try for yourself the shades rated 5 stars by over 250,000 people by going to shadyrays.com, using code KindaFunny, and you'll get 50% off for 2 or more pairs of polarized sunglasses. This episode's brought to you by Rocket Money. Rocket Money is a personal finance app that finds and cancels your unwanted subscriptions. It monitors your spending and helps you lower your bills all in one place, and it has surprised multiple of my friends and people at KindaFunny at how many subscriptions they have that they have forgot they're still paying for. Over 80% of people have subscriptions they've forgotten about. Seriously, think of how many free trials you've subscribed to that you've probably never canceled. That's why I'm such a big fan of Rocket Money. It's so easy to cancel the ones you don't want with just the press of a button. Rocket Money can even negotiate to lower your bills for you by up to 20%. All you have to do is take a picture of your bill, and Rocket Money takes care of the rest. Rocket Money is a personal finance app that finds and cancels your unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, and helps you lower your bills all in one place. Stop wasting money on things you don't use. Cancel your unwanted subscriptions and manage your money the easy way by going to rocketmoney.com/kindafunny. That's rocketmoney.com/kindafunny. rocketmoney.com/kindafunny.
All right. Somebody in chat mentioned you get missions from the leader of the wolves in TLU 2. Was his name Isaac?
Yeah. You think they're getting Jeffrey right back for this live
But like,
service?
what a way to actually put that character to use. Because like that character did nothing in the last
you
of us
thought
too.
you thought we wasted him? None of this is the plan all
We had
along.
this is the plan. We're gonna bring him back
They
and make him a
saved them
thing.
for this, yeah.
That'd be genius.
And then what? It's a prequel then, right? Of like we're just doing this thing.
Oh, because he died.
Yeah. Spoilers!
Whoa, I'm sorry.
Oh
I'm
my
sorry.
god.
Thanks
Barrett
a lot,
was about to
Blessing.
roll credits
Now
tonight.
everyone's gonna break their PlayStation 5s. I hope you're
Speaking
happy.
of breaking your PS5, tots. It's topic of the show, everybody. A whole bunch of different product reveals are upon us. Blessing, have you tried the new PlayStation 5? Have you touched it?
I've not
Have you
even
held
looked.
it?
I
Grab
barely
it.
looked at it because I saw it on your
I saw
desk.
it. Mike mentioned it today, and you did one of those like crane over that you didn't even realize I had.
Yeah, I didn't realize it was
unboxed
there.
the new PlayStation 5 over on Greg Way yesterday on Patreon.com/kindafunny.
Can you turn it and show people the ass? Look at this
This
thing.
is your
ass?
fat dumper.
Look at this
Right?
dumper.
This
Ugh.
disk drive
Oh, 'cause
dumper
the-
right there.
It's BBL.
Okay.
That's it though. That's it.
wild.
It's smaller. It fits in my backpack, which was my big concern over on Patreon. You want to feel it? It's lighter. It's lighter, but it's also denser. I feel like, you know what I mean. It's definitely lighter, but it definitely has something going on with it. Other than that, it's PlayStation 5. Smaller. You got a matte top, or I'm sorry, a shiny top and a glossy top and a matte bottom. Got that going for you. I do like that there's 2 USB-Cs on the front. I'd missed that originally.
Oh yeah.
That's a
Nice.
bonus from where the other one isn't. But
Wait,
the biggest thing is it fits in my backpack, which is all I care about. You got 2 regular USB-A's in the back. I found out thanks to Roger. There
Wait,
you go.
USB A's?
Isn't that the size? That's what he called. That's what he called them when they're just the things. Yeah, that's right.
normal USB. Yeah.
Yeah.
So USB-C is just like the shape.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I thought there was like more to it. I thought it
Well,
was
I'm sure there is some tech shit. I don't know about it.
Yeah, USB-C is typically faster.
but then like the bit. So if I have a like the shape of USB-C, like if I have a USB-C to a bigger USB thing, that's USB-C to USB-A.
Yeah.
Nailed it.
Nailed
Okay,
it.
well we
Crushed
just
it.
call it. Don't we just call that? Well, I guess we. Oh, I get it. Okay, because I feel like we would always just call it a USB-C cord, but I guess this is
Well,
quick
it
hand.
depends on what you need to do with it. Yeah, like I get what you mean, where it's like it could be like a USB-A to a USB-C, because a lot of them are still like that. But there is one that's like both ends is a USB-C.
You're right.
Shout out to Tyler Washington, who in the chat live says, "Greg, do the mouth thing," and that
mouth
only makes
thing?
sense if you watch the Greg way. And I'm gonna save it for the patrons. I'm not gonna do the mouth thing to
the mouth
explain.
thing?
I explained
Yeah,
the
not for
difference between
free.
USB-C and USB-A. So there you go.
Oh. Wow.
Show me your interpretation. Oh, okay. Yeah, which one was that? That's C.
the first. This is C.
Got it.
And then,
You really have to watch the
USB-A
video
is-
version of this to get the full lore of what.
Well, I mean, we're about to unbox a little care package from PlayStation. Of course, we have the PlayStation Portal, as you already know about. Again, FTC. These were sent to us by PlayStation, whatever. PlayStation Portal review unit and the Pulse Explorer wireless earbud review units. I am incredibly excited as a PlayStation remote player, and I love my backbone. But when I used the Portal at the preview event, I was like, damn, this is going to be rad. But Blessing, you haven't done anything with it.
No, I'm not even touched it.
I want you to tear yours open because I want we can't turn them on.
I'm not
That's all
gonna tear it open. I'm not a monster.
What are you going to do with the box?
I'm gonna recycle it. That's what I'm gonna do.
You can still recycle torn cardboard.
Yeah, but like I don't know, man. It's wrapped so nicely. I don't want to upset anybody over at PlayStation.
They're not going to be upset. What do you care? They don't own you.
Oh no, I don't like that. No. Oh no. Oh. Why? It's so unsatisfying.
That's why you don't do that.
Ooh. Hold on.
This is a nice box.
Yeah, this is a really nice box. Holy cow.
Well, get in yours. Don't worry
Yeah.
about mine.
Oh, I'm gonna open mine all nice like.
This is giving like chaotic Christmas.
Yeah, I
where
know,
it's
right?
like there's that one person who's like, I don't want to mess with the wrapping paper, and then there's Greg.
Listen, I got nothing. I'm just going to do
Yeah,
it my
that's
way,
fair.
all right? Don't worry about it, everybody. Now, Janet, you didn't get a review unit, correct?
Correct.
Just making sure. Because I would have had you
Yeah.
unbox yours too, but now you can just shut up.
I don't know what to do. I'm like, I don't know. I don't have one. But that's the end.
Good enough. Are you going to get one, Janet? Are you excited?
I don't know.
Yeah?
So here's the thing. I am interested in it. And it seems like, but it's such a tough spot, which, I'm sure we'll get into it as you guys get these open and talk more about the feel and all that. It's a tough spot because it's like, you don't really need it, but I do
Sure.
want it. But then it's like that push and pull of there's so many gaming things that I get and then don't end up fully taking advantage of because there's only so much time in the day and I spend most of my time not using the things that I bought.
Yeah, well, don't we all?
Yeah.
Every toy you buy.
But then also that's our culture, you know what I mean? Like it's like isn't this part of the fun? And what about that first day when you get it? That's always a fun day,
Of course.
you know? So yeah, I am interested because I don't do a lot of remote play, and part of that is like I don't know, I feel like the connection, I've had connection issues before, and I just feel like this would be easier and smoother as far as connection. And I also like the idea of not using my phone either, like not using the backbone, just because then I can have my phone free for other stuff.
Scrolling the net,
yeah.
making a TikTok.
Yeah, so
You make a lot
I
of
don't know. I'm
TikToks.
on my couch a lot, and then it's like the TV's taken, and it's like I don't want, but, you know, I don't know. I'm interested. I could be tempted into it.
All right, let's kick it over to Blessing, who's excited.
This is the stuff.
Talk about what's hitting for you.
Everything. It just feels nice, dude.
Yeah.
Holy cow. I wasn't expecting it to feel this nice. Because, I mean, obviously it feels like a DualSense. But, like, there's it also, like, it's kind of, it's light. I don't know why it's lighter than I thought it was going to be.
For sure. I think they did. It's one of those things. I'm holding mine too. I'm happy. Removed from the preview event where it's very controlled conditions. It wasn't the final model.
Mm-hmm.
Like I honestly feel like it might feel a bit lighter than it did back then. They wouldn't confirm weight if I'm correct. If I remember correctly, you probably remember when you watched it on PS I Love You. But no, a great feel to it, great heft to it.
Yeah, great feel to it. Like, it ergonomically, it feels even better than what I would have expected for something like this.
Yeah. Remember, of course, just the bullet points for you, everybody, as we hold it up. Out November 15th. That's next week, of course. $200, $199.99. The PlayStation Portal Remote Player gives you access to the games on your PlayStation 5 console over your home Wi-Fi, letting you jump into gaming on a gorgeous 8-inch LCD screen capable of 1080p resolution. Play at 60 frames per second, all without needing to play on a TV. And yes, it has the haptics. So it has the rumble, it has the triggers, it has everything you'd expect from a regular DualSense. And yeah, again, like, you know, I've been talking to you both in private about, you know, upcoming episodes, and this is the episode of like, I want to do like basically your PlayStation Portal hit list of what you're going to play on this thing, what you think you'd use it for, et cetera, and so on. But before we get there, I guess we also have the Pulse Explorer wireless earbuds. These are also $199.99. These come out December 6th. You remember one of the big drawbacks they announced of the PlayStation Portal is that the PlayStation Portal does in fact it does not have Bluetooth. So you need money, Barrett. That's how money, you know what I mean? So you need to be using the PlayStation Link headphones and stuff, which include, of course, the Pulse Explorer wireless earbuds, and then the brand new, unreleased in January, I believe it is, right? Pulse Explorer headset. Or whatever. No, maybe it's Pulse Elite headset. The nice headset I was talking about, that's $150, but we don't have to talk about that because it's not out for a long time. So it's a weird one. Or if you remember in my preview of both of these devices, when I did it on PS I Love You along with everybody else, it was the idea that they said there that the PlayStation Portal and the Pulse Explorer wireless earbuds were supposed to launch at the same time so that you could go straight to it. This will launch. Obviously, we have review units for both, but if you buy this on the 15th, the PlayStation Portal, you'll have to use the built-in headphone jack to have it work that way. There at the bottom, over there by your USB-C on the underside. Very dark. There it is. There it is. See, you got a headset jack down there and a USB-C there or whatever. Ryan Povalis Higgins says, Greg, holding that Portal with one hand gives me anxiety. Listen, let me tell you the shit this thing's going to see at my house with my 2-year-old toddler running around. All right, don't worry about me holding it with
I'm
one
afraid
hand.
that, like, that thing might not last. Like, I feel like it's going to fall off
It's going to slide off the couch at some point, but it's got to last. It'll be fun.
It seems a little fragile. I don't know. Like, I don't want to bump the edges of this thing up against anything. Oh my God, you're really just tearing into that thing. You know what?
Yeah,
Fuck
Bless, join me. It'll feel
Let's
good.
go. Oh shit. We're tearing it over. We're peeling this shit open.
Oh, no.
So how does it feel? Does it feel satisfying to do that, Bless? Were you wrong? And
Oh, I hate this so much.
yeah, you kind of look like my cat when she is upset.
There's so many layers. It's like an onion.
Now, this is always when you know you're in for some shit. Before you even get in, it's like, here's a bunch of different steps on how to connect this thing to all the different things you're going to connect it to.
Jesus. Fucking diagram they got going on here.
I'll pull it back here. Number one is if you're using it with your PlayStation 5, right? Of course, you turn on your PlayStation 5, shocking. You put in the the dongle for it, right? Then bust out your headsets, hit the button on the dongle, and you're good to go. And I'm sure that's your first time. If you're using it with your phone, in Bluetooth mode, you hit when we open them up here, the package, charging case has the PlayStation Play Link button. You hold that for 8 seconds, then you'll see it discoverable on your phone. Hit that, and then you're in business over there, ready to go.
Can I
It'll send
say
you there's the Play Link button, or the PlayStation whatever button there. What am I looking for? Is it Play Link button? Is it Play Link
button?
Yeah, is that what I'm starting to?
Oh,
It's Play Link, right? That's what they're calling it, right?
I think it's just PlayStation Link.
Is it? Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, you're
Play-
right.
yeah.
Play Link was when we did all the different. Yeah,
when
yeah,
Hidden
yeah.
Agenda came out.
Yeah.
That was funny.
So I think I've been more
For
excited.
the record, just for this one instance, I shouldn't have torn up the box because I want to see. I want to read what do they got at the link there.
This is the one instance where, or not the one. I think for me, this was the thing I was more excited about. The earbuds.
Yeah.
Than even the PlayStation Portal.
Yeah, you asked me ahead of time when we got them today. Like, wait, these work with Bluetooth and phones and all that stuff,
Yeah.
right? So you just need a pair of earbuds.
And I just need because, like, dude, I had 2 straight pair of earbuds that I love the quality of them, but then they would break real quickly. And so, like, one ear would start to go out and start to go like real quiet. And like, I bought a second pair, and in 3 months it took for that same brand to, shit on me. And so, like, I've not been rocking the wireless earbuds. I've just been doing the wired earbuds.
Gotcha.
But yeah, now that these got sent to us, I now have new wireless earbuds, and I'm very excited about it.
And yeah, Play Link technology. I apologize for misspeaking back there. For the Pulse Explorer bullet points off the official site, like I said, $200, December 6th. They have the planar magnetic drivers. Studio-inspired drivers reproduce soundscapes with ultra-low distortion to deliver rich details and deep, clear bass, so you can hear exactly what the game developers intended.
Wait, you said it's called Play Link?
No, it's PlayStation Link.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I was Play Link was the set of games like the
I thought you
Hidden
said Play
Agenda
Link
game.
at the top of that.
No.
Okay.
PlayStation
heard
Link
they play
technology. Enjoy a lossless and lightning fast, ultra low latency wireless connection to your PS5 console, PC, Mac, and PlayStation Portal remote player, and then AI enhanced noise rejection. Be heard loud and clear with the microphone noise rejection. I remember this is where they took a bag of Sun Chips and crunched them up to the microphone and talked to me, and I was like, yes, that is quiet. I do like that.
Where are the earbuds? Are they in this thing?
They're in the
They're in this thing.
computer.
Oh,
Bless.
okay, that's how that works.
Yeah, slide it open. Get your little casket open. And that's where the
Ooh.
PlayStation Link button
It did
is.
like a little light up too. Slide it open.
It's doing the front there.
Yeah.
It
case
also
is kinda big.
it comes with a
Little
bunch of different earbud little things to put on there or whatever. I don't know what you call them. Earbud.
We're such
earbud
tech,
jellies.
we're such tech reviewers.
And then
It
Andy's
comes
like,
with-
"Oh, they didn't send us the new Steam Deck because Greg." No, none of us know what we're talking about. That's the difference. Of course, these also we can take them out, we can screw with them, but we can't use them. These you'll get your review on these later as well.
Oh, is that how that works? We can't use these on air yet.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
This is just
Thanks for that.
unboxing.
I was gonna put these in my ear, so I appreciate that.
See, I don't know if that counts because if you're not connecting it to anything,
Oh, I was gonna connect.
I guess.
Don't connect.
Yeah, I know, right? It's a weird thing. It's a
Yeah.
weird. I've had them in my ear already during my preview though, so I think that still falls fine. But I don't know. Ugh, I got these loose hairs in the back. Why didn't you tell me? Oh, it's still doing it. Oh no! Don't zoom in on it.
Oh no! We usually don't see this angle of you.
That's how people
Yeah.
remember me when I'm gone. Cool.
It's all I can see.
Yeah,
now.
I'm excited about these.
Thank you, Janet.
Just we'll crop around it. Don't worry about it.
And like the fact that I'm gonna be able to be out in like this is me being insufferable right now, but like I'm gonna be out in public with earbuds that have the PlayStation logo on them, and I just find that so cool for me. Like I'm very excited about that part of it. I say that like I work at PlayStation. I'm like
I was gonna say
advertising
I
the
thought you were
brand.
leading to a joke, but your smile gives away that you're legitimately excited.
Yeah, I'm
about this.
legitimately excited to like wear PlayStation brand earbuds because I think that's like obnoxious in a great way.
Okay, cool. Yeah, the earbuds for me are the thing I'm not. Well, I guess in terms of two things, the least excited about, right? Like, well, I guess even the new PlayStation. Awesome, there's a new PlayStation. That's rad. I'm way more excited for the PlayStation Portal. Blessing, what is your initial thoughts though on the PlayStation headset there?
The earbuds?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited about them. I like how they look. You know, like I mentioned, they have the PlayStation logo on the side, which again, like I think is kind of cool. But yeah, I mean, they look fine. They look cool. They look high tech also. Like
Yeah.
they look like good technology. It's not like I'm looking at these and I'm like, oh man, what
These are
kind of
cheap.
toy is this? Or what
Yeah,
is this?
yeah.
And I also, you know, aesthetically, they fit within like the whole PlayStation 5 family of devices. And so if you're somebody that likes that aesthetic, then guess what? You're gonna like the earbuds. And the aesthetic has grown on me over the years. And so I'm looking at these and I think these look really cool.
Okay.
And also the case is pretty tight. I like this.
Well, then I want to double back to the topic I wanted to do before we knew we were going to get them and be able to unbox them, which is the PlayStation Portal hit list. Bless, you've said many times you're not that excited for remote play on the PlayStation Portal. You don't really have the need. You don't really use remote play like that.
I mean, I use it every now and then. It's not that I'm not excited. It's just one of those things where like the world isn't stopping for me, right?
Yeah.
Like I don't know if I'm going to use it as much as you're going to use it, but I am excited to use this when I get home. To the point where as we were approaching this episode and I saw the doc, I was like, oh, you know what? I actually do have some games that I have for this hit list.
Lay them on me. What are you going to play on this?
I've been meaning to get back to Cocoon. I started Cocoon about a month ago and only played about the first 30 minutes to an hour.
Yeah.
And that's a game that I know. That's a game that I know I like just from playing that amount of time. But then also, that's a game that it's hard for me to commit to sitting at my desk and sitting in front of the monitor and like actually seeing through. And I think being able to have a portal in my bed and like, you know, get horizontal and then put on the thing and then like just knock out some puzzles right before bed. I think that's the best way for me to go about a game like that. And so that's the first one. And the other one is just on.
I thought you said just Sonic.
No,
I was like, what? Right
just
there.
Sonic. No, just Sant. So that's the one where it's from Don't Nod. It's the climbing game. It's the one that just got pretty good reviews. And the thing with both these games for me is the fact that like both of them are fairly, well, just Sant is a bit more meditative, right? But like Cocoon also doesn't really have dialogue or anything, right?
Sure.
And so I don't have
Play
to
it
be
on mute.
I can play it on
Matter.
mute.
Use
I don't
the
have to be
headset.
like fully engrossed. It's not like I'm playing Alan Wake 2 or Spider-Man or something, you know, like I can kind of play them and kind of mess around and not have like maybe put on a podcast in the background and go about it that way.
Yeah.
And so yeah, those two games I've been meaning to get to, and I think they're gonna fit perfectly for this thing.
Janet, I know we were talking while in unboxing about it. Like, so overall, you're interested enough, but do you have use cases for a PlayStation Portal?
Yeah, I mean, again, this is like a classic, like just if you want to do the remote play thing, like what do you want your solution to be? Because there are alternative solutions to the PlayStation Portal, but
Of
I'm
course.
like, yeah, but this is like maybe this is the solution I want. So I definitely have use cases for it. Again, it's funny because like, there's other places I can play where I can play at my desk. I even have a TV in my office that I could play on, but I do prefer playing just on my couch or hanging out on my couch whenever when the day is kind of done.
Sure.
And so far the solutions that I've had for someone else who's using the PlayStation that's on the main TV have mostly just been like hooking up a PlayStation to like the PlayStation 3D TV display that I own or a portable monitor, but that's a very clunky solution. And there are a lot of times where I'll be playing on my Steam Deck or my Switch, and I know to a degree I could use the Steam Deck to remote play. So, you know, but again, the battery life. So all those things in mind, yeah, I definitely have use cases for it. I think much like Blessing, I lean on the kind of chiller experience. I think puzzles and narrative kind of shine in a device like this. I mean, you can play a lot of different types of games on a handheld, but with that in mind, Humanity is one that I would love to
that's a good
That's a
fit.
great
back
one.
into. Yeah, like I started it when it came out. It's super fun. I like it a lot. It's kind of hits all the boxes. You know, it's soothing. It's a little thoughtful. It has really like fun sort of haptics and just design sensibilities. And I just, you know, and I don't think it's not one that I think I really greatly benefit from having like a full-size TV experience for it. So I would love it on a handheld. I think too, for a lot of my gaming lately, obviously I hit up a PlayStation as often as I can, in part because, you know, I like PlayStation, and also being on the show, it's nice to be able to say, I played this on PlayStation specifically, you have the trophy options, et cetera, et cetera. But if I'm not on PlayStation, a lot of times I have been hitting PC codes because of the Steam Deck I have.
Sure.
So I feel like this would be the nice thing about the Portal, or even just leaning into remote play if you don't want to get the Portal. The nice thing about that approach is it kind of lets me have my cake and eat it too really easily, where I can get the benefits of being on PlayStation or the fun of being on PlayStation while also having a little handheld experience. So that's one for me. And I think the other one in a similar note is Space for the Unbound, another game I started and did not finish. People who finish this game rave about it really highly. They say like it's really beautiful, it gets really emotional, it gets kind of trippy in some ways. I'm very early in it. It's still very much slice of life. But with that being said, it's a nice little slice of life story game. You're exploring an environment. The movement's simple. You have some dialogue options. Again, it's another one that I think shines really well in a handheld experience or a smaller screen experience. So this would be one that I think would be a super fun one to play as well on the Portal, which I'll be so interested to see if I end up getting this, because I shouldn't, and yet, what if I did? You know what I mean? It's like, okay, it's just more fun to get stuff you don't need. You know what I mean? Like, why not?
1000%. I know what you mean.
Why not?
Janet, can I give
Maybe
you a
I can,
recommendation?
yeah, go for it.
This for both you and Greg, but based off of Humanity. Tren, the mini molecule game that they put into Dreams. I feel like that'd be such a perfect like, oh man, I'm gonna sit on my couch and like pull up the portal and knock out a few levels of it. Because like I put it up there for like the puzzle game category of the year, right? With Humanity, and it's one that like it's cute, it's fun, but also one that I think got overlooked because it was released within Dreams. I think if you appreciate Humanity, you might also appreciate Tren. Like it's a similar kind of like, all right, how do they want me to what kind of path do I need to take, or what do they want me to do, and how do I do it in the quickest way possible, sort of thing. So I think that one might be really good for the PlayStation Portal.
For sure.
I hear you, Janet, on like and it's something I think we talked about at the announcement of Portal before actually maybe it was just the rumor, we didn't have the stats on it, hadn't used it or whatever, of like, there's so many ways to remote play that you don't need the PlayStation Portal. Honestly, for me, taking my own personal history, not even remote play history, what it reminds me so much of is like when I was a kid and I would want a new hobby, and it would be that thing where I would try to convince my parents to get the entire drum set, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Go to like the nth degree, when they were like, no, you can start by going to classes and trying the rental, like do the thing before we commit fully to it. And there's so many hobbies, my house was lined with as a kid of things you started and never went anywhere with. That's what this reminds me of, with this being like, are you into remote play? Then this is like the ultimate high-end way to do it. And this is what I'm saying based on my preview and what it should be, not based on it. We haven't turned it. You just saw us open them. We haven't turned them on or used them. But it's like that idea for it, right? Of like, I have the Steam Deck and I've remote played on it. There's the battery, there's the screen. And then of course I just feel there's the clunkiness of it isn't a PlayStation device. It's the same thing with my Backbone of like, oh, I got to use the PlayStation menu. So hold this. I didn't hold it long enough. Now I'm in the Backbone menu. I've disconnected from the PlayStation and come back to Like, as much as I remote play, which legitimately is just about every night, the fact that this has all the PlayStation bells and whistles, it has the dedicated PlayStation button. Thank God it's got, the mic in it. I got the mic in it. I can, mute it and be ready to go. The capture button. It's built for what I am. And like, this is what I do, right? Whereas like the Steam Deck is a glorious waste of money I have, where I've used it. Yes, I am reviewing a game on it that's redacted right now that will eventually hopefully come to PlayStation 5 and I'll be able to talk about it. But it's the idea of like, it is there for those kind of situations, but I'm not using it enough to justify the money. If I was on the outside and not in the industry, I wouldn't have bought a Steam Deck. But if I was still playing games the way I play them now on the inside and still being a PlayStation person, I would buy this again, just for the fact of the amount of games I've played next to Jen while she watches Grey's Anatomy, while we put on some documentary that I'm interested in, but I don't want to give my full attention to because I'm working on a review or I'm just grinding away on something, or I just want to get something done. And for me, like, my hit list, that's where it comes. We're at the end of the year, so it's a interesting point in time for it, right? Where it's like, what I want to do with it isn't so much getting into new games, it's finishing off things I've let gestate too long. Like I keep saying, top bullet point for me on my hit list is the Dead Island 2 Platinum. Like, I am, whatever it is, 20 side missions away from doing it. I enjoyed Dead Island enough. I remote played when I reviewed Dead Island because, back to what we're talking about, it wasn't a game that demanded my full attention. Once I had heard enough of the music and stuff, if I'm not doing a main mission, I don't listen to anybody. It's just fun to go kill zombies and run around. Obviously, there's House DLC out now, but it's more for me getting back in and getting the platinum. Beyond that, like it's something I've talked to Barrett a lot about, Beyond, by the way, is going back to Sea of Stars. Sea of Stars, I had started in the middle of review season with a million other things. I did enough for impressions and then moved on to a different review. Barrett bid on it. He played all the way through and keeps telling everyone who will listen, you need to go back and finish it. It does
Bless
the turn,
and
does the
Janet,
thing.
Sea of Stars is my Psychonauts 2 this year. Please at least just 3
Now
to 3
you
to 5
unsold
hours.
me on it. I'm like, no, you know what I mean? I'm like, oh, I don't know.
No, in the sense of
no,
like, I'm
at
really
least.
passionate about it and I just need people
Yes.
to play it so maybe it can get into our number 10 spot of Game of the Year.
And again,
I know
I
like,
it won't
really need to
happen,
play
but-
this.
even from what I played, Barrett, I think it has a chance at my top 10. So like to go
It's so
back and know it's going to
beautiful.
get better, it's going to change, it's going to do this thing. Like I'm stoked to get back in there. Garl, my man.
Ooh.
I think to your point, Greg,
Yeah.
like that's kind of the thing of having the new thing, because there is that time of like indulging in the hobby and getting really into it, and you go like hard that one day. What's the thing with the PlayStation Portal is it's, if I buy it, I'm not just buying the PlayStation Portal, I'm buying the idea of who I can be, and that's very appealing. Because like I feel like I'm buying me finishing Humanity. I'm buying Going Back to Space for the Unbound. You know what I mean?
We're back to gamer
Like,
math. Can you put a price on that, Janet? No, you can't.
Exactly. It's like it reminds me of like you ever like look at your life and you're like, I can't accomplish X, but I could if I bought Y. That's not really true, but it feels true, and it could be true this time, maybe. And that's the thing with this, where I'm like, maybe if I just like buy this, I'll be the person I want to be. Yeah, that's probably not true, but maybe at least maybe I can be the person I want to be long enough for it to move the needle a little bit.
I will say, like, I'm looking at this gameplay, I'm like, oh yeah, this game does look really good. But then also, you know, I'm thinking back to last year when I was playing Live on the Switch.
Yeah.
And I was doing a chapter a day in bed playing Live, and it was such like a convenient and nice way to experience that game, and I could see myself enjoying playing.
And that's my thing. There's so many games like that. You know, the other one I put on here for my final one was just grinding in Diablo. Like, you know how much I love Diablo House. We were obsessed with Diablo. Jen and I still play it when the new season drops, but she drifts off real fast to get back to other works or other games she's playing. So it's like I still hold out the hope that one day, far down the road, I'll platinum Diablo. So it is still that I have so many things to do, so many dungeons to do, so much to grind out. Like, I feel like this is such a great one, and especially turn off the music, who cares? Just go through and kill, because that's all the game is or whatever, right?
I will say I did, in anticipation for the PlayStation Portal, I think as we've gotten this close, like it was this week where I was like, oh yeah, we're getting it. And I think I got a tinge bit more of excitement for it. And I ordered a Wi-Fi booster for my apartment.
Nice.
Yeah. Because I have a problem in my apartment where in my room, I am getting just like the most minimal Wi-Fi. Like, it really sucks. But all the things that I need Wi-Fi or I need internet for are hardwired in. And so like, my computer and my console are hardwired, so I'm like, okay, well, I'll just deal with it.
Yeah.
But now that I was getting the Portal, I was like, if I'm gonna do this, then I gotta make sure I have good internet and I can like actually reach the router and all that shit. So I got a Wi-Fi booster for this thing, so it better not disappoint.
Exciting. In the live chat on patreon.com/KindaFunny, where you can watch us record all our shows live. Jordan Fight says Final Fantasy 16. No, I'm sorry. Final Fantasy 6 is what he wrote, is on my Portal hit list.
Ooh,
I think he actually means 6, or you think he means... No, he wrote 16. That's me. He wrote Final Fantasy 16.
I read it at 16.
Sorry. I was me and my brain going crazy on me for a second. No, Final Fantasy 16 is on his Portal hit list, which for me would be a no-go because that's such a beautiful game. I started that game at work on my my monitor. And even then I was like, you gotta say that for the
I want to
play this on the big screen.
It's also so quick and actiony that like I feel like you want
Yeah.
the reaction time of playing from your PlayStation natively as opposed through streaming through it. But I mean, you do you. I'm not gonna stop you from playing a great game.
I feel like that game would make that PlayStation Portal heat up so fast too. I'm curious. I'll be very curious to hear your guys' takes come to review time for just like all of the common questions for handhelds, because I could see that thing like burning through the.
Well, I mean, like the
device.
power and processing still happening on the PlayStation, right? And so like ideally, you're just streaming more video.
It's just running it, yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, think about like your DualSense battery life, right? Like this has all the everything a DualSense has and a screen.
Yeah.
So I do expect it to burn pretty quick.
Oh yeah, for sure, it's gonna die.
Also in the live chat over here, the Hip Albatross says, I think I'll finally give Returnal and Days Gone a try.
Ooh, yeah, Returnal.
Returnal's a great one to do it
Yeah.
with. Days Gone, we all have our feelings about, but even Days Gone, I think is a visually good enough game that I would put on the big TV.
Memes aside, Greg, did you finish Days Gone? I don't remember.
Oh yeah, I reviewed Days Gone. I saw it. I ate it all, Janet. I sat there and ate.
I still haven't finished it, and I'm like trying to make Isaiah finish it so I can watch the end.
Mm.
And I know, why don't you just look at it on YouTube? It doesn't hit the same as like making someone you know do it.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Sure.
Like, where's the fun in that? So yeah, one day I'm gonna get around to that.
Yeah, let's not talk about Days Gone for too long, because then people will remember.
I'm just giving a quick pass, and make sure we cover the main stuff people wanted to. Oh yeah, and Norman says maybe I use remote play to finish Jedi Survivor.
Oh,
Is that you're buying your ideal self really with this purchase?
This is the solution. Yeah, Janet, you talked about the space for the Unbound, which right now I know nothing about. But
Really?
when I downloaded it, because I think you might have been the one who recommended it, I remember you pitched it and I loved the idea, and so I got it, but I've since then forgotten what the game is. So that's a great idea.
We should because I feel like I played it a long time ago when I started it, but it's pretty vividly in my mind. We should link up on that and see if we can even if it's not for content, like I'd love to talk to you about that game because it's a very us game.
I'm adding
yeah,
it to
you
my
should definitely play
my
that.
list here. I'll put it here so I
Yeah.
don't forget because I'll forget.
I'll put it
otherwise.
back in my playing, even though my current playing is really long, and I'm like, am I actually playing? It says I'm playing 14 games right now. I don't. It's not. That's not true. I'll be honest, but I have 14 games on my mind, and I'm playing like
That's all that
7
matters.
of them.
As long as you're
so
thinking about him, you know.
I'm thinking about it.
I appreciate
Thinking
that,
about
like,
it.
you know, when we talk about this is such a non sequitur. When we talk about like when GTA 6 is gonna get announced, right? And like we go back and forth, like, is it gonna have the Game Wars? Is it gonna have? I'm like, I just popped on Twitter, and the first place I see is from KindaFunny. It's an XCast tweet that's, will GTA 6 be announced at the NBA midseason tournament next month? I find that so fucking funny.
That's good.
Good for them.
I like that.
It
a
was
lot.
a good theory from Paris.
It's a great theory.
I don't agree with it, but I could see it getting announced beforehand so they could blast it all over there.
It's also such an XCast thing to say. Oh yeah, the NBA midseason. That's a total plausible.
We would
place.
never think about
We would
that.
never
Yeah,
think about
yeah.
that.
Ryan Povala Higgins gets the final question right now and says, when can we send questions in for the Portal review? I can neither confirm nor deny any review embargoes, but of course it is out next week, so I would say imminently. You should get questions in imminently to PS I Love You XOXO over on kindafunny.com/PSILY. Get your questions in there for it, and then no matter what happens, we'll be able to tell you about it one day. For now, though, Blessing.
Yeah.
What'd you pick to play on PlayStation this week?
I've been playing some Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl 2. I've been enjoying Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl 2 quite a bit. So much so that I talked about like last week that, oh man, now that I finished Alan Wake 2, let's get to Jasant, let's get to Cocoon, let's play all these, and let's play Talos Principle 2. And once I booted up Nick just to check it out, I just kept playing it and I kept enjoying it. And like, it got so bad that I then was like, okay, let's finally get to Talos Principle 2. I played like 15 minutes of Talos Principle 2, and I was like, you know what? Let me get back to Nick. Like, Nick is calling my name. Yeah, it's really good. There's a new campaign mode that I want them to someday adapt for Smash Brothers because it's really fun. It's basically a roguelite style mode where you're going through a campaign and you start off as SpongeBob because the villain from Danny Phantom, Vlad Plasmus, I believe is his name.
I'm Vlad Plasmus.
Vlad Plasmus. He's taken over the world and he's mind controlling all the Nickelodeon characters. And so you start off as SpongeBob because SpongeBob is like the Kirby of this game.
Sure.
And you go through and like you're going through these arena matches of taking out a bunch of like random NPCs. But then you also like as you're progressing through these different these different matches, you are then you can then meet like random characters from Nickelodeon that'll give you these upgrades. And so like you might meet Jimmy Neutron's dad and he's like, hey, you know, here are 3 options for upgrades, and it's, do you want to do 20% more damage on projectiles, or do you want to get an extra air dash, right? Or you might like, you know, meet the guy whose cabbages always get fucked up from Avatar, right? And he'll give you like different upgrades and stuff. And so you're doing that. You are then facing off against other Nickelodeon characters, and once you beat them, you then unlock them for the campaign mode. It's a really smart and well done mode. Like, you know, it's oftentimes I think greater in idea than execution, but the execution is good enough still that I'm still having a lot of fun with it. It's one that I want to see whenever Nintendo makes the next Smash Brothers, I want to see them steal the idea and actually like really go all the way with it and make it like give it the TLC and the Nintendo touch, right? Like I think there's something there, and I hope whenever they make Nick All-Star Brawl 3 that they keep the idea and continue to build on it, because I think again it's really good. But yeah, like it looks better. I like the roster, even though there are some characters still where I'm like, man, get some of the characters from Rocket Power. Get you know, my guy, what's his name from Chalk Zone? Is it Rudy? I think it might be Rudy from Chalk Zone. Get like
Never even heard of Jackson.
Yeah, me neither.
get Ginger from As Told by Ginger. You know what I mean? Like, let's get some more Nickelodeon characters in this thing. Where's Cat Dog at? But yeah, like
Cat Dog, I know.
Cat Dog is great. But yeah, like, you know, roster overall, I think is quirky and weird and fun. Oh, and there's this new slime mechanic where they're essentially like enhanced moves where if you press like L2 to like activate your slime, you can then do a special move, and you do the special move like way quicker, or like with like an enhanced version, like it's Mortal Kombat. Really cool mechanic, really cool addition. They also added ultimates and stuff that make it feel that like are analogous to the final Smash and Smash Brothers. A lot of really cool features added to Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl 2 that I never thought we'd get to. Like I never thought we'd be here where I can genuinely recommend Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl 2. Yeah,
all right.
it's a really great time.
Okay. Like I've said, I've been playing something on the Steam Deck that'll eventually hopefully come to PlayStation 5. So maybe one day I'll tell you about that. For you, Janet, though, you listed a bunch of games and said, tell me about what you want me to talk about. I want 2 from you, all right? I want you to tell me about Jusant and Talos Principle 2.
Yeah, Jusant. Blessing mentioned it for the PlayStation Portal hit list, which sounds more ominous than I meant it to. But yeah, Jusant, Don't Nod title. It's solid. It's a vibey game. You go around, you climb. There's a story, but a lot of it is told through notes, which frankly, notes
Bummer.
a little long
Yeah.
for me. Just,
Yeah. I'm with you. Like for the little bit of it I played, I was like, reading. Oh
Okay.
man, I don't like reading.
Literally, I said that meme. What's that meme, Bless? You know what I'm talking about? With the Keanu Reeves from Cyberpunk, and it says, I'm not reading all that, but I'm sorry, or congratulations.
Oh yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah. That's where I'm at with the reading the notes in this game, which I've talked to other people playing, and some people are like, no, like the notes are great. And I'm like, I'm not going to read them. So I kind of gave up on reading the notes. There is some really cool stuff going on, though, with the, you have like seashells you can pick up, and you like sort of hear echoes from the past as they do these really like calm, cinematic little like shots of the environment that kind of loop. So that's very cool.
Can I tell you something with that?
Yes.
So, like the cinematics loop, right? Until you like quit out of them. You know when we do that thing where we enter a cutscene in a video game and you immediately pick up your phone?
You're just sitting there as the thing goes over and
so
over
much
again.
time passed the first time I picked one of these things up. I was sitting there like, what is happening? Like, why am I still in this loop? I was there for, I swear to God, maybe like 4 minutes of just sitting there.
That is really funny. Did you not like see, is it okay? Did you not, because it's just audio, like sound design stuff, like playing. Did you not wonder like why there was, I guess maybe you thought maybe text was on the screen instead of dialogue?
I tuned it out so strongly. Like I'm not, like, that's the thing with our attention spans nowadays, is that like I was like, oh, cutscene. I look at my phone and I look back and I'm like, nothing's happening. But it took me a few minutes to realize.
They're diet cutscenes. Like they're very like light. Like they're not like full on, sequences. They're just
Sirens
like,
are
little
in, by the way.
Sirens are on our end.
Yeah. I don't think I heard them come through on my end, but
They're only getting louder for us.
Oh,
they finally found Nick.
Okay, anyway. So Jusant, you're climbing. It's a fun time to climb. It's cool.
I started it very tired. I booted it up and like I got to the first thing and like, now you have 3 things to put in the one. This is early in this tutorial. And I was like, you know what? I'm too tired to be alternating rights and lefts right now.
I think it's fine. Like I don't think you frankly, it's not a game that demands to be played in my opinion, but I think it's a game that if you play, you'll probably have a solid time, and it's fairly short. So I think it's at least worth trying out. Not PlayStation, but it's on Game Pass if you want to try it out there. Yeah, it's cool. I think I will finish it, but it's just so tough because it's like, despite it being short and despite me feeling like,
to be clear, it's on PlayStation. It's not on PlayStation Plus.
Yes.
Okay.
It is on PlayStation. It's not, but yes. So if you want to try it without,
got it.
If you're already paying for Game Pass, y'all get it, right? It is tough though, because even with the few hours I have left, it's like, or I could put those hours anywhere else.
Yeah.
And kind of get more out of it. So I'm a little torn on it. But it's a nice serene time. Talos Principle 2, I'm very early. I'm even earlier than I am in Jusant. Jusant, I'm like now maybe like between 1 to 2 hours into Jusant. Talos Principle 2, I never played Talos Principle 1. Bless, I believe you hyped up Talos Principle 1 a good amount on this show.
No, I've never played Talos Principle 1. That's funny because Greg also thought the same thing.
I was thinking of Forgotten City.
Yeah. No, like I've never touched Talos Principle 1. And so
I
like,
was like, surely you've been.
Puzzle Poppy must have played.
I think this is, but it's the thing where it's such a me type of game, but this whole time I thought it was a walking sim. I didn't realize it was a puzzle game.
No, that's so funny. So me and Greg have this is like the Bernstein Bears. We have the same false memory.
Everybody in the world
Blessing.
thought I was a Talos Principle fan.
Oh yeah, I was like, oh, this is Blessing's one of his core identity games. Anyway, so let me get back on topic. Talos Principle 2. It's it's a puzzle game. It's the sequel to Talos Principle 1. 1 got great scores. 2 got, I think, even better scores. People seem to love this game. I just started it. I'm very early. I did go in a little bit wary on how hardcore this was going to be for puzzles. Like if it was, but I think the on-ramp seems very like approachable. Like starting off, like I didn't really have much trouble with the puzzles. And I think it does follow that, you have your little cube, your little companion cube that isn't a companion cube, and you move it around and you're kind of, I think they do a good job kind of having, at least in that early opening area, it's like, okay, you kind of enter a room or like a series of like, one or two kind of connected spaces, and you're just trying to complete the puzzle, which is normally, I think, getting like a symbol. And then, so like you'll collect a symbol, like think of the Tetris pieces, right? Like little tetrominoes, like you collect those. There's like maybe 4 of them for the first task. And then once you collect the 4, you then go to the door that leads to the next area, and you just have to arrange the tetrominoes to fill the slot, basically. Kind of, you're like collecting key parts basically and putting them together. At least this early on into the game. And yeah, it's really satisfying. It's thought-provoking without being too obtuse. Again, I'm early, so I don't know if at one point it's gonna get full like witness notepad or something. But so far, it feels very much like, in terms of puzzle design and thought process, with that Portal energy, but not quite as complex yet. There is a what is it called? A little item that's like, it's like a disruptor. It kind of like messes with force fields that may be blocking you. So maybe you'll put it down to open one force field gate to then like get around and like grab something on the other side. So it kind of plays with that use of tools in space, basically.
I've been surprised that like there isn't like a Portal type gimmick early on, because it very much is like, oh, here's a block, take this block, put it on this block, and then hop on it to then get the key to then do the thing, right? But like, usually in these games, whether it be Portal or The Witness or Cube or like any of them, right? Like in the first puzzle, they'll introduce like, hey, this is the twist of this game, is that like you're actually doing these line puzzles, or like you're actually, you have a portal or whatever. But this one is so straightforward of, oh yeah, like you can't go through this gate with a block, so figure out how to get around the gate without using the block. And I'm like, okay, well, like I think that's why I was very quickly early on able to kind of like not fall into it and then go back to Nickelodeon. But it makes me also wonder, like, okay, where does this go? Like, how does this build? Because like I'm sure I'm sure it's gonna build from here. Like it feels like one of those games that's gonna have like, oh, this shit is getting complex.
That's why I won't touch it. That's why I won't even. I like look at it. And I'm
Really?
like, God bless y'all.
What's the hardest puzzle game you've like beaten?
Yeah, I don't have a great answer, huh?
Like, is it just
Portal,
Portal?
I imagine?
Oh
It's
yeah,
like,
Portal,
no shame,
and then we did
no
Maquette.
shame.
Like, I mean, like I'll do like I just know that I don't enjoy it. Like, you know what I mean? Even Maquette, like I enjoyed the story and where we were going with it more than that. Portal was funny and all the different things. And it was cool to go through Portal, don't get me wrong. But it's like, I just don't like getting to the like Witness shit. Like I played Witness for a while, and then it's like, all right, what the fuck am I trying to do? I'm like, I'm good.
Witness is one of those games.
Wild really fast though. I feel like I want to retry it because I feel like I tried it in an awkward circumstance, like on my phone, and I was like, what's happening? This is too much. So I don't know. Yeah,
this is one of those ones where I'm gonna like, love on the art, maybe hate on the artist a little bit, because like I've seen some Jonathan Blow tweets that be making me oh man. But
for sure.
Portal or Witness is one of those games that when I think about it, I get butterflies of like how much I enjoy that game. That's and how good that game is.
Yeah.
Like I fell in love with that game as I was playing it. Like I was having some magical moments playing through that thing. Maybe one day I'll go back because like it's off the chain. But yeah, it's so interesting that for me, I look at that, I'm like, let's fucking go. I get so excited. I totally understand being on the other side of being turned off.
Yeah. You're like, well, you're there. Blessing, you're fully with the puzzle sickos,
Oh
like,
my god, yeah.
But Puzzle Poppy sounds a lot nicer than Puzzle Sicko, so that's why we go.
I kind of like Puzzle Sicko though.
Yeah, Puzzle Sicko ain't bad.
So, yeah, and then when you're solving puzzles, you're saying, don't make me go sicko mode, and then you just like start solving shit, But yeah, like you popped for like, what's that Wild Dreams one that you liked?
God, Lock?
Yeah, like you were in a Lock,
dude,
like,
Lock is sick.
You're a Lockhead, so it's like
I'm a big Lockhead.
You look at Talos Principal's fans and you're like, this is child's play. Like, why?
Yeah.
But then you went to Nickelodeon. So I don't know. It's all.
But I'm also like a fighting game like girly. You know what I mean? Like I'm a puzzle sicko, but I'm a fighter girly. So like I'm down for both.
Get you a man who can do both, like Blessing.
Yeah.
Thank you. A man who's gonna play fighting games and puzzle games with you.
Can
exclusively.
you guys put up a poll somewhere on like one of the kind of funny socials that says like, choose your fighter, or which one are you? And the options are puzzle sicko or fighting girly. Thank you.
Yeah, we can make that happen. Roger.
Okay.
Make that happen.
It. But yeah, it's cool. So I'm enjoying it. I'm very early. I fear it's funny, Bless, you look forward to the on-ramp. I fear the on-ramp. But either way, we're both going up the ramp. So I'll see you on the other side. Yeah.
Well, keep us posted, Janet. Ladies and gentlemen, That's another episode of PS I Love You XOXO in the books. Remember, of course, you can watch us record your PlayStation podcast on patreon.com/KindaFunny, where you can get each and every episode ad-free on demand as an MP3 and video. If that wasn't enough, you get 400 bonus pieces of content exclusive to patreon.com/KindaFunny. And of course, cool exclusive merch and a whole bunch of perks. If you have no bucks tossed away, no big deal. YouTube.com/KindaFunnyGames and podcast services around the globe each and every week for a brand spanking new episode. Use the Epic Creator Code KindaFunny when you're checking out in Fortnite, Rocket League, etc., so that you can toss a few bucks our way without costing yourself anymore. And of course, remember that we unboxed a PlayStation, and some PlayStation earbuds today. They were all sent to us by PlayStation for review, and you can check those reviews out soon. So get your questions in at kindafunny.com/PSILY. Until next time, though, no, it's been our pleasure to serve you.